Back in 1999, that was my first foray into music or music management by King Wasiu and K1 The Ultimate. I told Wasiu that I'm going to be recording for the future. I'm going to be recording everything that we're doing in the studio. And it was okay. He gave me a lot of access. Anyway, so there was one day we had recorded, I think we were recording, it was this statement. And we had recorded like 7 songs. But there was still space because back then we were recording for cassette. So there was still space for one more song, and Wasiu thought we had finished. So he had gone out, and when he came back to the studio just to listen to the playback, they now had to tell him that he has to do one more song. He was like, oh man.
Percy. I can let go.
He actually said he didn't want to do it. But what happened was 2 of the band members, Shola and Joel, they had been playing something like a gospel sound, a gospel beat before Wasiu came in. So we thought, okay, we have a beat, so Wasiu only needs to sing on it. And then he heard the beat and he was like, oh man. He was even saying maybe we should just cut one of the songs that we had before or, you know, sort of like make it a long play so that we can fill up the cassette. Percy was very good with Wasiu because he was trying to convince Wasiu to do the song, but he did not want to compromise. So they now sat down together and they were writing the lyrics and everything. But by the time he had written something tangible for him to go into the studio, he had already sat back into the chair. And he said he didn't want to get up.
Going back.
Point of no return. And he said the only way he's going to do this song is if they wheel him in on the chair into the studio. And I thought he was joking. Well, maybe he was joking, but everybody was kind of like, we didn't know what to do. But that was what happened in the end. Like, Percy was like, okay, if that's what you want, then we'll wheel you into the studio and you will do the song, right? And he said yes, and that's what they did. They wheeled him into the studio. In fact, I had the camera, I was filming everything, and I followed him from the control room through the little alleyway round to the studio. By the time we got into the studio and we set him up, he was laughing and I was laughing. And from there, I learned how to deal with artists. Wasiu is the biggest artist I've ever managed. Well, yeah, Wasiu is the biggest artist I've ever managed, even more than LD, D'banj, Don Jazzy, or even Akon. Wasiu is like a king of Fuji music. And later when we talked about it, after we did the song and everything, he looked at me and he said, Ayo Shonaiya. Ayo Shonaiya means life of a king. And that's my #1 lesson in music management in Nigeria.